All right, here we go, gentlemen. Welcome.
What up?
What up? Everybody is just going to get entered as they enter, and we'll go from there.
All right. Oh,
Jackal and I have been kind of discussing work-life issues. We have other topics available. Anybody wants to bring something up, let's do it. If you have something you want to share specifically, please join the panel and I will present. Um, St. Louis Arch is going to put out the bat signal.
the bat signal.
I expect Outlaw will be joining us shortly. Sean may be a little bit later. He was working, so yep. Here's Outlaw coming in right now. There's the man, the legend.
Hello.
And I
What
will
is this?
switch up my camera since the squirrel's here.
Yeah, what are you guys over here doing?
Well, causing hate and discontent within the manosphere. Well,
Oh shit.
Causing hate.
we shall see.
That seems to be going around for the last few days.
Well, ours is going to be reasonable and measured.
Heck yeah. Man.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's a difference between foundless hatred and then, well, earned hatred.
I've seen a lot of craziness going on, that's for damn sure.
And since the show started,
just want to throw this out here in the stream for everybody. I don't know if anyone's aware, but unfortunately, Gonzalo Lira, Red Pill, was it?
Coach Red Pill.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
gone.
What was his content? I forgot his YouTube name before he went to Gonzalo Lira.
It was just Coach Red Pill, I believe.
Coach
Yeah.
Red Pill, thank you. Yes, Mr.
Yeah.
Coach Red Pill.
Yep.
Unfortunately, he did pass away earlier today in the Ukrainian prison. Just want to rest in peace to him. He was the man who introduced me to the Red Pill world. Gone but never forgotten.
Well, and it was brought up in a few other circles that we've seen this before, but at the same time, we don't want to discount any of that because we don't know for sure what the hell happens in Ukraine.
I mean, it seems like his dad is confirming that he is in fact gone, and he did. Gonzalo did write a letter before he passed, stating that he had pneumonia and he was sick prior.
So, no, definitely rest his soul. Godspeed.
Yeah, we'll see you on the other side, mate.
Yep.
But let's lighten up the mood. What are we going to do here?
I don't know. I'm all ears tonight. What do we want to do?
Yeah.
I'm still getting my root beer, but as soon as I get back.
Since apparently the gay red boy doesn't want to stream tonight.
Well,
Red boy.
Now come on. We don't need to attack Mr. ADD.
Hey, attack him. I'm just playing.
Because I was kind of harsh with him yesterday, and
his butt hurts now.
Well, yeah, we said something else hurts, but that's beside the point.
Oh God! Oh God! Oh shit!
Yeah, we won't go there. We'll just leave that alone.
This Jones is actually pretty good.
Oh, there's Mr. Nate coming in.
Mr. Nate?
Welcome, Mr. Nate.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Just getting here.
It's all
good. Crusading Nathan.
What's up, Jack? What's going on with you?
Trying to improve my life somehow.
Well, every great journey starts with a single step.
Yep.
Nothing much, brother.
What?
Said nothing much, brother. How about you?
Oh, whoa.
You guys know me, just living the dream.
So what was it today, Mr. Nate? Was it a bursted pipes, or was it a water heater that exploded, or?
Actually, no. Oh, I've actually seen that happen.
Oh no, I'm just saying that
it can
the
happen.
Thought of that
it's
is
bad.
funny.
Oh yeah, especially it's hilarious when you pull up to the place and you actually see the water The water heater's actually penetrated the roof
Oh,
and
Jesus.
wedged itself between the trusses. Oh no, it's people who haven't seen it or haven't experienced it think it's hilarious. What they don't understand is you're talking about a 20 to 24 inch in diameter projectile.
Yeah, made of steel.
Might jump.
Well,
out.
the exterior is made of steel. The interior is a thin-walled cast iron.
Yeah, which will come apart a whole lot easier than steel in an explosion.
Depending on how it's cast, yes.
Yeah. So, well, actually, today with the big storm coming across the U.S., there's a little puddle here next to me that kind of impacts our weather.
Yeah, little puddle.
Yeah. Well, imagine when you have, Tommy, you would understand this. When you have a small puddle, like what's next to me, holding at about 45 degrees, 85% humidity, and then you bring this blizzard and collide it right into that, what do you get on the lakefront?
At least 3 to 4 feet of snow.
Well, actually, it gets a little better than that. Our standing air temperature is 33 degrees,
Oh,
and
God,
we
that's
have
warm. You have ice.
40 to 55 mile an hour winds out of the east off the lake.
Yep. It is coating everything in layers and layers and layers of ice right now on the coast.
Yep.
Sounds
And
fun.
I'm about 300 about 300 yards off the bluffs of the lake.
Damn. Well, you're bluffs, so you're up a little bit, right?
About 40 feet.
Yeah. So, yeah, not enough.
Exactly. I got buddies that are 10 miles west of me. They already have 16 inches of snow on the ground and no sign of it letting up.
Oh God.
Nice.
Well, I'm going to add to this misery because we don't get cold in the Puget Sound of Washington State. We get rain and drizzle and 35, maybe 39 degrees. Well, right now it is 15 degrees and clear. We are
That's not good.
cold as a witch's tit, and we were wet when it froze.
Now,
So
a witch's
it
tit
is-
or an ice witch's tit?
Ice witch's tit, doesn't matter. It is slick as a mother out there.
Oh, it's slicker than snot on a brass doorknob.
Oh, man.
Oh,
And
man.
it was just enough wet on the roads to make it that fine black ice sheet.
Gonzalo. did.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That's what we have here. I got a buddy. He's got a snow auger on the front of his tractor. He's got a small 15-acre hobby farm. He's actually run his tractor up and down his driveway 4 or 5 times already today.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just, and it's the wet, heavy, packable snow.
Yeah. That shit that turns into an ice sheet underneath the new snow.
No, all of it, the snow that's falling is wet and heavy. It's like shoveling wet concrete.
Oh,
You
yeah.
try to pick it. You try to pick it up, and it doesn't actually hold a form or a shape. It turns slushy and runs.
Yeah, and it's extremely difficult to move.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah, I've dealt with that. That sucks. In
So-
fact, I used to use that as a layering for my snowballs during snowball fights.
Oh, yeah.
I created a giant cannonball. It was about the size of a cantaloupe. I took that kind of snow, the really soft but formable wet snow,
Mm-hmm.
and I compacted that until it was almost like a solid ice ball. And then I would throw on a layer of that slush, let that solidify, and then throw on another layer of the packable snow, and then throw on another ice layer. And
That's a bowling ball.
That's a bowling ball, and then I threw that at somebody and it knocked them over.
Oh yeah.
Well, you know when you have that slushy snow on the bottom, like that bottom 1 to 2 inches, that no matter what you do, it will not hold a form or a shape because it's so wet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Imagine that anywhere from 4 to 10 inches thick.
That's
This
like
is-
slushing through quicksand almost.
It is.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
going to be hell when that freezes.
And it's coming. We're supposed to get this for the next 24 hours.
Mhm.
And then we're supposed to get 10 to 12 inches of snow on top of it. And then our high, we're supposed to stay warmer, like mid to low 20s tomorrow. And we're supposed to get the snow through the night. And then Sunday, I think our high is 6.
Mm.
Sounds like you live in a fun area.
That's called an ice coffin.
Mm.
So how is warm Alabama there, Outlaw?
Yeah.
Oh man, dude,
better than-
we're at 54 degrees right now, and it's supposed to come a ice storm or something here in the next couple, 2 or 3 days. I don't know. It's supposed to
Fuck.
freeze over.
It's 47 where I'm at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
47
I-
and raining. It's cold rain.
Oh yeah, that's what we
Mhm.
usually get, Jackal. That's normal in Puget Sound. It's
It's just a cold rain.
It sucks.
I got cold rain here, Jackal.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, cold rain. I actually
It's-
might think of going up there to your state to do winter training
Ugh.
and get my ass kicked. It'll be great.
Oh, you will get your ass kicked. People die outdoors here all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a great place to get my ass kicked and get my body to toughen up. So I'll stop being a bitch.
Yeah. You're probably less of a bitch than most of the fucking Seattleites. Oh shit! I said the F word. Oh well.
They already
Your
don't
stream-
like us. Yeah.
Well,
You're,
I'm nobody, so it doesn't matter.
you're almost 20 minutes
Yeah.
in. You're almost 20 minutes in. You should be okay. Usually, like the first 1 to 5 minutes, from what I've seen.
Yeah, I was pretty clean when I opened it up, so we should be okay.
Yeah.
That's what
Well-
she said?
Well, you
Yeah.
know, when I
Yeah.
opened her up, she wasn't clean. Ooh.
That's because you didn't recon enough.
Yeah, recon the mother. But
Yeah.
yeah, a buddy of mine. He's the deputy director of emergency response in the state,
Mm-hmm.
and we all have our ham licenses, and bouncing around like we're talking. We're relaying messages for the state power, and because we have over 1.3 million people without power.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah. Well, in weather like this, and then we're supposed to go. Then we're supposed to go sub-zero. That is not
People are
good.
dying.
Well,
People
that's-
are going to die.
That is deadly weather for sure.
So
People going to die.
I've been through
Yeah.
that kind of crap, and it sucks.
yeah, so he wants all of us. They have our radios on and in the area, so I have a handheld radio in one ear, got headphones in the other one, talking to you guys. So I'm kind of multitasking.
So, have you got a generator to back up?
Yeah.
Everything to keep everything charged and running.
Yeah.
Good. Good.
Yeah,
I figured
got,
you did.
Yeah, I got 50K kilowatt natural gas generator.
Damn, dude. You running a hospital?
No,
Sure that ain't a 5K?
oh, it's 50.
Fuck.
I knew a guy that worked for a generator company
Mm-hmm.
that when they pulled, they were putting new generators in a hospital, and one of them was defective. So they said instead of replacing one and keeping the other, they yanked them both. So they're both out of the same lot, the exact same batch. So I got the one from a hospital.
Okay, so that makes a perfect sense now, because I was going to say, bullshit.
Yeah.
Nobody buys a 50K unless it's a hospital or a government facility.
Yeah. So I know a guy that actually works for the company that makes them,
Mm-hmm.
and they were pulling both of these out of the hospital, and they were just going to scrap it for parts.
Right.
Because the other one that came out of the batch, there's like, I can't remember how many were in the batch that they made of that type of generator.
Mm-hmm.
At that one time, they had multiple failures, and so they were just going to scrap them for parts.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, can you buy it? And he's like, yeah, why? I'm like, what's your cost on it? So he told me, I'm like, if I give you the cash, will you buy it and just bring it over to my place? And he's like,
He just look at you and say, "What the fuck?"
no, he's like, dude, that's genius.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's genius. Well, I mean,
So-
you've got a commercial grade, or no, is that industrial?
That's industrial.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's an industrial grade natural gas generator. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
I would get that for my house, but I don't know how I'd be able to do that.
Well, and for most houses, you only need 13 max.
Well, you know that I'm trying to build a castle bunker,
Oh, it's just
not a normal house.
Just abandon your white supremacist.
Yeah.
What?
But the one that I bought from a buddy of mine, he thought it was genius, and so he did the same thing for his house. And as these generators do come available, it's maybe one a year, one every other year that become available.
As they get swapped out.
Mm-hmm. They pull one, they refurb it, and they started selling them. So
Now, exactly how many square feet do these things take up?
probably 10 feet, 8 to 10 feet left to right.
Yeah.
4 feet, about 4 feet tall, about 4. They're a little bit bigger. Like you look at a hardware store where you have those, like your big box stores, those lifts of like plywood. They're 4x4 by 8. Imagine that being 10 foot instead of 8 foot. That's about the size of it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, a 12 by 14 shed to cover it,
Okay.
contain it.
Yeah.
Maybe more than enough.
Yeah, I could probably get that done.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be a pain in my ass, but
Yeah,
I'll.
You
You'll
want
never hurt for
concrete?
power.
No.
No, never.
You could power the neighborhood easily.
I just need it to power automated turrets and my computer, of course, so I can keep talking to you guys.
Well, you wouldn't have any issues with those.
No, I could probably power my neighborhood.
Yeah, easily, dude. 50K.
Yeah.
Well, most houses on backup power only require 4 to 5K, and that's running the refrigerator, the freezer, the stove.
That's running bare essentials.
Yeah, I mean, these are just the bare things that you need to keep your
Yeah.
food fresh and frozen, and
Now,
be
if you
able
wanna-
to cook.
And if you want to go complete off grid,
Hmm.
you have to go 30 to 50 depending on the size house you have.
Depending on the size of the house, you could probably get by with 12 to 15, but it's going to be
You're
slim.
gonna stress it. Yeah, you're gonna
Yeah.
stress it.
Yeah, it'll be slim.
Yeah, that's why my brother has one at his place. My sister has one at her place. We have them up. Well, we have 2 of them up at the cabin.
Hmm.
We have one at the garage, the toy box / garage for the cabin, one at the cabin. So we can pretty much run almost anything, and we got propane tanks up there big enough to run them for
Sure.
about a year.
The big 500 gallons.
Bigger.
Oh, bigger. Oh shit, those are expensive.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. But yeah, that's what we, if they say theoretically you can run a 10K to just run the essentials, what we do is we look at that and say, okay, well, if we need 10K to run everything on the bare essentials, we want to make sure that we have 3 times what it takes to run the bare essentials. So if we need 10K, we run 30 or 40.
Right.
So that way we're not stressing or overloading the generator. So it just makes life easier. But the bad thing is, like if we have power outages and stuff like that here, all the internet runs off of substations.
Right.
So
well, and they're powered off the grid, and that
And if the grid goes down, my internet goes down. I'll have everything up and running, but
well, and that's where something like Starlink would come in if you wanted to spend that much money to do it. $100.
Yeah, we're debating and looking at doing something like that up at the cabin. So we'll see.
Mr.
We'll
Sean,
see how well
welcome.
it works. What's up, Sean?
What's up, brother?
Sean's here.
And I'm hearing Mando will be joining us also shortly.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, there goes the neighborhood and all of our and all of our mop gear.
Hey, if you guys want advice on mop gear, he's the guy to go to. That's for damn sure.
That's what he knows. It's what he's done for a living for a number of years.
That's what I asked him for, except for all of the options I sent him. He either said that's overkill, you're just going to bankrupt yourself getting that, or yeah, that should work.
Well, that's what you need to take his advice for, man.
That's why I asked him. I
Uh-huh.
asked him that for that reason, because I'm a paranoid motherfucker.
Well,
So
you don't
I'm-
know what you need.
Exactly. That's why I went to go ask him.
Yeah.
Jekyll, have you ever been a Mop 4?
No.
It's a miserable existence.
At that point, you may as well just crunch down on a cyanide pill and say goodbye, everybody. I'll see
Well, you know
y'all
what?
later.
It'll definitely keep you warm in those weather conditions you guys have been having.
Yeah.
Except all the the steam from your face and your breath is going to
sweat.
freeze up your mask.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
you're gonna get swamp ass inside your suit.
And how are you guys having worse winter weather than me?
You gave us all your Arctic blast.
Yeah, those 4 cyclonic systems coming from the west, coming from the Pacific, they're so big that they're pulling Arctic air down from Canada, and yet it's got arms bringing moisture up from the Gulf.
Right.
And it's mixing it together, and it's spreading it like Pops X's legs all over the United States.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I forgot to add that, yes. All the way from, I think the first one is the biggest, because it actually has affecting Montana and Texas at the same time.
Well, yeah, St. Louis Arch. Right there. It's supposed to be 4 in Texas. The Panhandle is supposed to be 0 or less in Texas. That's
I'm sure
pretty
that'll
far-reaching.
Yeah, I think that'll cause pandemonium in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they get
Where,
ice storms down there like Alabama does, and it is bad.
Oh,
It's bad times.
But global warming, folks.
Of course. Yeah, of course. Oh, and if you say no, then you're a climate denier, and you should have your money cut off, and your livelihood should be taken away from you. You
Right.
Nazi piece of shit.
Oh, they're also going to not stop there. They're just going to seize your assets.
Or
Yeah.
they'll just send an armed mob of soylentists to attack you and possibly kill you.
They'll
Slap
debank
bite
you.
They'll slap
Yeah.
bite you.
Yeah,
They'll
they'll
go-
slap
they'll
bite
do
you.
that. They'll send the EPA to your house and find some reason for it to be claimed by the government. And you will be homeless, penniless, and they'll take the shirt right off your back.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
be
And if
like,
you so much
we
as lay a
would
hand
say
on
good
them.
luck. We would say good luck, but we just don't want you.
Yeah, well, And if you so much as lay a finger on them, they'll call in the people with guns to come and shoot you and say that you were a threat.
Well, and you will break their arms if you touch them. 'Cause they
Yes,
are
I forgot.
that weak.
They are that weak and pathetic. That just means if you formed a small army and waged a mini war on them across the United States, you'd win quickly because they're so pathetic.
Right.
Okay, so
But-
what did I just wander myself into?
Me ranting. Just a typical Jackal rant.
Just a good bullshit session. This is open to everybody, and there's no subject. We can discuss, and if we don't like the discussion, we'll just say, and we'll change the discussion.
Move it along.
Moving along.
Sounds fair. Sorry I was late, gentlemen.
It's all good, man.
For once, it was actually something positive.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on?
One of the neighbors that I did a favor for a few months back invited me over to watch a couple of movies on what was essentially an 84-inch screen.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, damn.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
What this guy has is a home theater or level projector,
Mm-hmm.
and he'd seen me in my Mandalorian armor a couple of times around the apartment complex.
Mm-hmm.
Up until today, I have never seen the first half of the first season of the show in the actual format that they meant for it to be shown in.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so that was a fun evening.
I was going to say, was that
Right.
pretty impressive? Did they do it right?
I thought it was.
Oh, there you go. That's all that matters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now you're just making me want to shop for TVs.
Well,
Just
like I
sit
said, this wasn't
closer
on
to
a
your
TV.
44-inch, man.
I've got two
Jackal,
32-inch monitors.
Just sit closer.
Hey, Jackal, this wasn't on an actual TV screen. This was
It was
on
on a projector. Yeah.
Yeah, and what this guy did was he took, I think it was probably either a twin or a full-size bed sheet, hung it up on
Mm-hmm.
one wall in his apartment, stuck the projector up on the other wall, and hooked it up to a good surround system. I feel sorry for his neighbor upstairs, though.
Oh, man.
Well,
The reverb
how
on that
the
thing was
series
probably knocking
was-
anything that guy had on the shelf off.
The boom rumbles, yeah.
The boom.
Oh yeah.
Well, you know how the series
Especially-
was filmed, right?
Say again.
Like literally how the series was filmed. It's literally like a humongous curved widescreen screen that is their background,
Mm-hmm.
and they're on top of a green screen floor.
That actually
That's
makes a
how
lot
they
of
filmed
sense.
the entire thing. Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, projector. That because their angle or the angles they're filmed in and what they get cut down to are totally different.
That makes a hell of a lot of sense.
I
sorry
found
about
what
the
I want to
language.
get now.
Uh-oh.
There's a Samsung Odyssey Arc 55-inch 4K monitor.
God. OLED?
I believe it is.
Jackal's going to be hooking on the street.
That's going to be like a
tomorrow.
$3,000
Oh, shit.
monitor.
It's 2,400.
Okay, so how much is your ass actually worth there, Jackal?
I'm not selling my ass.
You're going to need to buy that fucking
Oh
TV.
my god.
Good.
It's not even a TV. It's technically considered a gaming monitor.
Mm,
I've seen some of the ones like what he's describing. Those things
Yeah.
are not really what you want to use as a TV.
No, I'm
I-
probably going to use it as another monitor.
God,
It'd be
the-
crazy.
can you guys imagine the porn on that?
What the hell?
Mm,
No, I can't.
Okay, see, Tommy, you're thinking
Oh,
about
God.
you're thinking about TNA on it. I'm thinking about playing Halo 2 on the damn thing.
Mhm.
Oh, gee. If you have Halo 2, I will drive to your house to play it.
I have all the Halos, Jackal.
All right. I'm gonna start scheduling my vacation, and I'm driving down to your state.
Let me know, and I'll try to remember to have something set up so that way we could have a how do I want to phrase this so certain people don't
An old
try to
school
assess
LAN
me a
party?
point?
An old school LAN party.
Yeah, basically.
There's nothing wrong with those. I used to do that back in the day. They were a lot of fun.
But yeah, it's a day where you just get together with the boys and you just do stupid shit, have fun.
Yep, drink a bunch of soda and eat a bunch of garbage food and
yeah.
I have told you guys what people I served with in Germany used to do on Friday evenings, right?
Oh, Jeebus.
I would
believe
imagine
I remember one.
It was a LAN party.
Yeah, a bunch of us would get together on Friday evening to do Halo 2 LAN parties.
Mm-hmm.
We hooked about 4 to 6 Xboxes together.
Holy shit.
And basically an entire floor of the barracks from about 2000 until whenever we all decided we were done for the night.
Mm-hmm.
We'd just be blowing each other to smithereens on Halo.
Mm-hmm.
I think the highest kill count I ever got was 250.
Damn.
Damn.
And I would say that was the kill streak, but they capped out at 50.
Right.
Does Halo 2 play on 360?
It does if you got the right disc, which I do.
I'll just bring my 360 down there then. I'll have to dust it off.
In fact, Jackal, what I've got is the Master Chief Collection for the Xbox One. So I don't even have to change discs.
Nice. All right then. I'll just bring my 360. I'll bring my controller and make the long ass drive.
If you had a 1, that would work better because then we know that they would cross communicate. 360 to 1, I don't know if they actually would cross communicate.
So who's got the nerds from the Nerds movie?
Nerds!
I admit it. I'm a nerd.
I'm not a nerd. I'm a shitbird, apparently.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Hey, I finally joined the multiple monitor club. I picked up a 22-inch monitor that's hooked up to the side of this computer now. So when I'm streaming, I can actually
portable one.
No, it's not a portable. I'm not that fancy yet.
Not that fancy. Okay. Is it a Samsung at least?
Unfortunately, no. It's an ONN.
Oh, what? I don't know that brand.
It's a Walmart brand. It's good enough for my purposes for right now.
Mm-hmm.
Good grief.
Well,
see,
it's a lot better
Jackal,
than being stuck on a single monitor.
Yeah, and Jackal, here's my thing. I don't need high-end, high-powered stuff. Anyone who's been in the military can tell you, good enough is often all you need.
You're not wrong. It's just
does it get the job done? Yes.
Yes.
Is it flashy? No.
No.
Is it fancy?
Doesn't need to be.
Nah.
You see exactly where this is going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't like the fancy stuff either because I mean, there's plenty of RGB shit that I could have gotten for this computer, but I don't like that because one, rainbowness, well, rainbow colors going everywhere, running throughout my room, that just makes me think of so I'm not doing that.
And it's distracting.
It's distracting.
This also allows me to actually do some cross searches while actually chatting with you guys without having to use my phone.
Which is a lot handier. No, I'm still running on a single monitor. You guys saw me yesterday in the private chat. I was on the other machine with my dual monitor. I prefer the single monitor, honestly, but unless I'm at work, and then I have to have a dual monitor just because you have to have 2 drawings or 3 drawings open at once to do what I do.
Yeah, I deal with that all the darn time.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I've got that part number for you.
Oh, nice.
Send it to me in the private chat. Don't broadcast it live.
Oh, you don't want me to call out the PSK? I can do that.
Sounds like a bad idea.
No,
it's a standard part that's available over the internet if you guys wanted to look it up and buy it. But
well, that's let's steer clear of that for.
Yeah, let's not put
for
those
now.
proprietary part numbers out into the world.
Well,
Yeah,
not
if you
only
guys have
that, but let's not put out either of where we actually
Oh yes,
do
there is
anything.
that. Mm-hmm.
Give me one moment, gentlemen. I've got to step away. I will be right back.
All right.
Evie's up to no good.
She's shitting on the floor.
Or climbing a curtain, one or the other.
Tearing up the furniture.
Yeah.
Get down, Evie.
Knocking
shit off.
Knocking shit off the counter.
Naughty pussy.
You're just being an asshole.
Yeah.
Naughty pussy.
Mm-hmm. Naughty pussy. Stop that. Don't do that. I will have to pat your bottom.
What the hell?
And that really pisses a cat off, by the way. Don't do that.
Yeah, I've seen what happens when you do it. They'll look back at you over their shoulder like, really, bitch? Are we doing this today? You keep doing it, then they'll get up and swat at you.
And then they find your shoe.
Yeah. They find your shoe.
To either puke or shit in.
Who finds your shoe?
Are you talking about dogs or cats?
Cats.
Let's not mention the little furry individual that runs my apartment when I'm not here.
Runs you.
Because, well, okay. Part of the reason I didn't join you guys yesterday for the insanity that you had going on is I was brain burned from work.
Mm-hmm.
And Evie, sometime in the last 48 hours, had something in her little feline brain decide to go snippity snap.
Uh-oh.
And now it's one of these things where if I'm standing up and go near her, she gets downright feral.
Oh, God.
It's bad enough that when I'm in the apartment, I'm making sure to lock her in the bathroom for her safety and mine.
Mm-hmm.
Until whatever it is that snapped decides to unsnap. Because cats will do that for some reason.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, occasionally they have their issues.
So, as much as I make jokes about my lack of luck with ladies, I essentially have a girlfriend in the apartment.
Mm-hmm. And she's a crazy feline.
Exactly.
Oh,
And just imagine if she was a feline human hybrid. That would be worse.
Oh, no.
Perhaps I wouldn't mind dating a necropara.
That would no, because they'll be just as bad. Except they're bigger and can thus tear up more shit.
Well,
imagine a full-grown adult human cat climbing the walls and tearing the drapes.
It's worse.
I just have the whole thought process of licking their own ass. What?
I mean, no, they'll usually try to use you for that.
Well, they'll rub on you, but
no. Here's the other one that would really be fun for you. A kitsune female.
Well, foxes, they'll just be a bitch.
Foxes kill everything.
Yes.
Not entirely true.
They'll just be an absolute just dickwad to you.
Now, have you ever seen how fennec foxes behave after about 2 a.m.?
Wow.
Let's just say if you had a social life or lived in an apartment, that would not be the girlfriend you would want.
There's a gal on YouTube that has got a fennec fox, and man, that thing is insane.
Oh, they're cute little critters. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, sure, sure.
I'm not stupid
just-
enough to even consider wanting to own
Yeah.
one.
Well,
No.
Well,
she's a
they're
crazy
stinky.
redhead, so it fits.
Are you talking about
fits.
Are you talking about the chick that runs Save a Fox?
Yes.
I'll be honest. I go to that channel when I need a free dopamine hit.
Oh, sure. No, everything is very wholesome, and she does a great thing. Don't get me wrong, but man, I could not put up with those things. No freaking way.
No. Nope. That's a no. That's a big
Yeah.
fat no. That's a no fatter than Pop's ex, allegedly.
Oh, and Outlaw, did you happen to read the little bit of red pill mythology I dropped into the Gilded the other day?
Let me see, because I haven't been on Gilded since yesterday. So I
It
haven't
was
been-
I dropped it sometime yesterday, I believe.
Which category was it in?
I think I put it in the general chat.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
let me
At least it's not being dropped into the ass chat.
No,
see.
I can give you guys the Cliff Notes version if you'd like.
Sure.
Sure.
There's a Native American, I think it's Navajo legend of something called and I'm going to butcher this name, so I'm just going to spell it Anaye. Now, what these entities are is they are creatures created after women women that predated the tribe's formation decided to have primitive version of their dishwasher safe male analogs.
Mm.
They would engage in activities with these things, and they would come to life.
Oh,
And they were absolutely evil.
of course.
Yeah,
Wow.
brought to life by the sinful nature of a female. Of course.
You'll have to actually scrounge up the article and read it because it goes into a lot more detail. It's actually quite humorous, at least if you're a demented son of a gun.
Well, you can always just solve it by sacrificing the woman to appease the evil thing.
Actually, no. In the case of these things, that did not have the desired effect.
They're
Oh.
automatons, kind of like
Oh, damn.
Gollum, aren't they?
No. Some of these things were actually borderline low-level deities.
Ooh.
Hang on, let me see if I can call it up.
All because they were shoved up a woman's hoo-ha?
Well, there's more to it than
Why?
that. I'm just giving you the very Cliff Notes version of it.
Just sounds very, very terrible.
Terrible.
Absolutely
I-
terrible.
I actually stumbled on that listening to a video about Native American myths and legends.
Sure you did.
No, you get some really crazy shit, man.
Oh yeah, it's especially if you find ones that are just compilations of various myths.
Hmm.
And
I
that's
mean
what
the ones
this
that will
was.
scare you?
It sounds like the Navajo guy that I've seen part of his stuff, and yeah, his stuff is pretty wild.
Where the heck did I
He goes into the Anasazi, and they are not Navajo or Hopi. The
Nope.
Anasazi predated them.
Now,
By a couple thousand years.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Anasazi pretty much predated all the Mesoamerican tribes, from what I
Well,
recall.
Mhm.
They were kind of like between the Clovis people and Navajo or the moderns.
Yeah,
I
rumor
don't-
has
I
it
don't remember.
they found some stuff that go back to the Anasazi being a nomadic tribe predating almost everything other than the Sumerian / Mesopotamian people.
Mm-hmm.
So like before the land bridge, or before the
Yeah.
Bering Strait land bridge
Right.
became underwater about 10,000 or so years ago.
Yeah, well, not many people realize it, but the Sumerians were the people who invented the wheel. So technically, the Anastasi lived at the same time as the Sumerians and made their way to what is now North America long before the original Ice Age and saber-tooths and everything else, and the continental drift has brought us to where we are. So
okay, I am not finding this
We're
stupid
still a
link
lot
that I
closer
could.
together back 5,000 years ago. Continental
Well,
drift.
the continents have been drifting about, I want to say, a centimeter every 1,000 years.
Yeah,
so not very too much.
No,
well,
the map will have been different back then, but it won't be so different that you wouldn't be able to recognize it if you were to see Earth from orbit.
Yeah, it's not Pangea time period.
No.
Which is when the continent was one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, there's
One
actually been
giant
several.
land.
There have actually been several times when it was just one giant landmass.
Yeah, it's broken apart and collided and shifted and collided multiple times. I think 4 or 5 times is what we've been able to figure out so far.
Yeah, it sounds about right, and that's not even taking into consideration the Hadean, or not the Hadean, the Hadean period, when the entire planet was basically a giant lava ball.
Right. Before
Just wait until it entirely explodes.
Oh, good grief.
It's not going to explode. It's going to get, well, the sun is going to expand and scorch the planet, and then it's going to gobble it up.
Well,
then we'll all be dead.
I did actually hear an interesting theory the other day that with the number of low-level earthquakes that we have going on the planet right now, that if they keep up at the same tempo that they've been going, in about 10 more years, the planet will crack like an egg.
And then we'll all be dead.
Well,
pretty much.
Depending on the location, because they're trying to be able to predict where these volcanoes are erupting based on seismic activity. The one that we don't want to erupt is Yellowstone.
Well, it's one of them.
Yeah,
there's a few others.
6 or 7, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, including at least one that's actually underwater.
You're the one in the Atlantic?
Yeah, I think so. Allegedly, it's spewing raw nickel from deep in the Earth's core to the surface. Which, in case anyone's interested, raw nickel is toxic. Don't go near it.
Oh yeah, nickel it's like chrome. It's very toxic.
Okay, and I can't find the link or the article in here. The channel that it was put in must have been deleted. I guess it has something to do with the fact that you guys were basically riding Rhino like a cheap insert adjective here yesterday.
Yeah, his orifices hurt after I got done with him.
Phrasing, dude, phrasing.
He'll be okay. That's why I said it, because otherwise I would have said the P word.
Yeah, so
just say his butt hurts.
Yeah, I mean there's a lot of crazy things going on globally that not many people even take into consideration.
Well, a lot of people just don't even know about it, let alone take it into consideration.
Right.
One of the rumors I've heard and seen evidence for is that the Chinese are digging another multi-mile borehole.
Yeah, they're trying to.
Even after Russia basically told them, that's a bad idea, don't do it.
They're going to learn the hard way. That
you would think one communist nation would learn from the other formerly communist nation, but they're not smart enough.
Communists learn? No, communists don't learn.
Just look at the last 2 years. I nearly said one of the verboten words here on YouTube. Sorry about that.
That's all good. I don't care.
Yeah,
Nobody's
it
listening to this
happens.
channel.
No.
Yeah, there's 4 people There's 4 people watching, and I think almost all of them
Oh,
are
is
on
it
the
up to
panel.
4 now?
Well, because everyone right now is
Yeah.
watching
It's up to
Undead
4
Chronic.
now.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Oh,
watching Undead right now. He's got like 500 people. He's talking about Gonzalo right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
St.
Well,
Louis
like
Arch is on here. And
I thought he
that's
said he
about the
wasn't
only
going to
one.
talk about Gorlock anymore.
God.
Gorlock.
Well, no, was it Coach Red Pill? I mean, there have been so many reports that he was in prison. I think he's reportedly, been beaten in prison, reportedly killed in prison, reportedly. There have been so many reports about. I mean, it's like, dude, yeah, like I said before, until I see a body or a certified death certificate, I'm not going to believe it. I mean, Betty White died, 10 or 15 times before she actually died?
Gee.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Well, okay, Crusader.
Yeah.
Crusader, you do know Chuck Norris died 10 years ago. The Grim Reaper's just afraid to tell him.
Oh, we're going to get into Chuck Norris jokes. Okay, here we go.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean,
Chuck Norris died 10 years ago.
I mean, Sean, I think it was maybe a month ago. Sean and I were having a conversation, a backstage chat, and I made the comment how until I saw a death certificate for Kevin Samuels, I'm like, I'm not going to believe the dude's dead. And we actually found a copy of it online, a certified death certificate. Like, until I see that, I'm not going to believe anybody's dead unless I witness and verify the body myself.
You know, honestly, given how sneaky certain people are, that makes perfect logical sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm the same way.
Especially since allegedly an individual whose list has been in the news recently may or may not actually still be dealing with an air infection.
I don't care who they are.
Well, didn't it come out like a year or so ago that there was some shady shit going on over there with him, and they couldn't verify what was going on anyway? So
you're talking about Coach Red Pill?
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what all that was about, but yeah, there was
the fact that he was living in Ukraine in a war zone, trying to basically say, "Oh, I'm an American. I can say what I want into Hades with the consequences." And the local government was like, "Yeah, you're in our territory, dude. You're going to follow our laws."
Yeah.
Right. I mean, just because you're an American citizen doesn't. Yeah, go ahead, Mando.
All I was going to say is whether you agree with those laws or not, when you're in somebody else's house, you do what they effing tell you to.
Exactly. That's the exact point I was going to say. And, I'll call it out. I mean, just because on, X or Twitter, whatever it is, or whatever social media platform they say so-and-so died, this, that, or the... I'm sorry, but when you're taking information from said individuals who are proficient at reading scripts in front of a camera, I don't care if they come from the left, if they come from the right. I don't care what group they identify with, until I can see undeniable scientific evidence to support a claim. How many times are people in that industry wrong? Just like, are you going to trust a weatherman's forecast for the next week?
After the number of times they've done The Boy Who Cried Wolf?
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No.
Now, what's the difference?
They had Snowmageddon, and they didn't get it. So,
right, yeah, I was actually literally about to call that out, because here where I'm at, they were basically saying today was going to be the nastiest storm in years.
Yeah.
And
nothing.
Not quite nothing. The temperature has been dropping since midnight.
Yep.
However, precipitation-wise, we got at best a dusting.
Right. And that's what we got here too.
A certain president's crotch cricket would be looking or going out there going, "I need a straw."
Yeah.
Oh.
It took a second for a couple of y'all to get that, didn't it?
Well, you danced around the algorithm quite well on that. But yeah, I mean, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with, linguistically dancing around algorithms.
Actually, it's kind of fun sometimes.
It is. It's a fun challenge to be able to say things to where AI will never be able to translate what you're saying or doing or put meanings to it. It's kind of a fun challenge to do. But yeah, I mean, dude, I don't care who the person is, who the personality is, what their perspective or their leaning or their whatever group they espouse to be a part of. They are literally paid. No, you just disappeared from what I saw.
Yeah,
They said it kicked me out. Well, I didn't say it, but it just removed me from the chat.
Probably internet.
Yeah, it's not us because none of us are going to do that.
Especially if you're on mobile, it's a lot more finicky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose.
But yeah, I mean, there's
crappy technology.
Yeah,
damn
there's
human
so many
tech.
Right. But yeah, there's so many things that are there. I mean, I find it amazing how so many people, say, well, I believe this network or that network, and all the other ones are wrong and they're lying to us. It's like they're networks that they're all lying. They are networks that make money off of drawing people's attentions to sell to different organizations to shill for goods. That's how they make a living.
I'm not going to try to guess how long ago this has been, but I do know that at least in my adult lifetime, I have not seen a news agency that actually is putting out information so much as they're editorializing and putting out enough to make you go to an opinion that they want you to go to.
Entertainment news.
Well, and a lot of people claim that started later 2000s, pre-2010.
No,
and
it's been around a lot longer than that.
It's been around a lot longer than that. People who lived in the U.S. did not understand FDR spent 90% of his time in a wheelchair. And why was that? Because FDR's people basically put pressure on the media. Okay, and that's a little before a certain individual was president. So you can't say it was under that individual as president. Let's look at it a little bit deeper. Oh, how were the news articles being written in 1860, 1861?
The yellow press.
Right.
Well,
it's been propaganda since the beginning.
Well, and then there's also the simple fact that there was the Alien and Sedition Act from, I want to say, the second president. I don't remember the exact year, unfortunately. Makes me a really bad student of history there. But where essentially it was illegal to publish anything that was even moderately critical of the second president, whose name literally jumps out of my head.
Well, here's another thing.
Because if I remember right, after Washington, the guy was so unpopular that he didn't want to see a nasty.
Yeah, it should have been Adams.
Yeah,
and Adams was a total dick.
Both of them.
Case in point, let's go all the way back. Look at how the Whiskey Rebellion is smeared. When did that occur?
That was during Washington.
Right. Since the beginning of this country.
Honestly, we could go back even further than that if you really want to go back to the beginning. Look up anything that still survives from the Sumerians.
Well,
even Mississippi massacre. Not really a massacre, but people died, but not exactly what you would call a massacre.
True.
Well, the reason they got the term massacre was because the number of Brits that ended up getting seriously injured was 0, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, you're talking about the
number of
Boston
colonists who ended up getting seriously injured.
It's like 20 or 30.
No, I think it was 2 or 3 actually.
Yeah, it wasn't
Well,
that many people.
Kill-
Oh, okay.
You're talking
For
the
killed,
Boston Commons massacre.
Okay.
Yeah, for if I remember right, for that one, killed it was only 2.
Mm-hmm.
Injured it was like 10 or 15.
Right, and they weren't serious.
Yeah.
Of course, remember too, guys, there was no penicillin.
No.
So
So a
a
gunshot.
nasty cut
Well,
or a gunshot graze could kill you.
well, hang on. I'm gonna point something out, Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
After those 2 British soldiers got done, they probably went and found a couple ladies of the night and gave them some penicillin.
Oh yeah, you know they did.
Oh,
Or they caught some penicillin.
Lie.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, there's
I can twist words with the best of them. You know that.
yeah, but looking at the way the media, and looping back to where this all started, looking at the way that the media has been nothing more than paid propagandists from the beginning.
They've been shills.
Yeah, under the disguise of trying to inform a populace. It may look like that to a ground reporter, but by the time they submit their story and it gets editorialized and published, it has done its bias spin.
Yep.
Very true. And I mean, there is more evidence to show and to support that any quote unquote breaking news is going to be, there's an 85% chance it's going to be wrong. Comfortably speaking.
Yeah. I would say that's accurate.
Yep.
I mean,
case in point, guys. You followed the door plug getting blown out of that Alaska Airlines flight, right?
Yeah.
You're aware of it.
Yes, I saw it.
Yeah, I'm aware of it. I haven't gone digging into the details because I've been
Okay.
too busy with everything else.
Yeah.
A really good breakdown on that one is a guy named Juan Brown. He's on YouTube, and his channel is Blanco Lirio, as in Blanco Lirio, all eyes. What he is actually an airline pilot, and he does long haul flights to Australia, but he's really good at breaking down accidents, aviation accidents.
Yeah.
And he pretty much in the third one, this third video, because there's 3 videos he's done on it. The third video, he pretty much laid it out there without saying it. The retention bolts weren't installed. And that thing jostled out and blew out.
Right.
I thought
Wait
it
a minute.
failed inspection, but they
Yeah.
enough so that they didn't want it to go down over its original flight to Hawaii, but they thought, okay, at least if it goes down, it'll go down over land and hopefully be recoverable.
This is where it's all really muddy, because when they talk about the warnings that stopped it from flying over water, that door plug is a plug. It was completely disabled on any sensors. Nobody would even known that door thing had an issue.
Yeah.
So there was another issue on the plane that was causing them to show possible pressurization issues.
Right.
I thought it failed like some 30-odd checks.
No, it wasn't quite that many. There was 3.
That might have been another one.
It was probably a different one. This plane is only delivered in October and certified in November. This is a brand new plane, by the way.
Jesus
Christ. Wait a
Yeah.
minute. You mean there's manufacturing organizations that cut corners on things, and they're more concerned with pushing things out on a deadline versus actually verifying things are the way they're supposed to be? Imagine my surprise.
I'm just flabbergasted that this could happen in a corporate world with the FAA looking over their shoulder.
One of my college papers, I think it was about the Horizon oil spill.
Deepwater Horizon, yeah.
Yeah. So it was a white paper about how if they would have spent like what I think it was about $50 million, it would have saved them, $50 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But corporate bureaucrats get in the way of making sure a process is done correctly to the point where you don't have to even gamble on these huge litigation payouts.
Mm-hmm.
And it's terrible.
This is shareholder
complete
control that
failure.
causes it. Shareholder control causes
Mhm.
it.
But it's also part of the fiduciary duty to not put the company in such a position that now the company just lost 10 times the amount it would have spent to have a properly working rig.
And what has Elon Musk been saying about these situations? Why are they not suing over that? Because they did not execute their fiduciary responsibilities.
Oh, you mean the shareholders? Well, I don't think the shareholders know. I don't think
No.
the reports they get.
These are after the fact. Why are they not suing after the fact that the company did not execute their fiduciary responsibility? You're exactly on the right track. That's what Elon Musk has been saying. Why the fuck didn't they get sued? And nobody's suing anybody.
It's kind of the same question as to why a lot of the shareholders for these big entertainment conglomerates aren't suing when they're losing money hand over fist.
Yeah. Disney should be in nothing more than fucking court. That's it.
I was about to say I could pick on Disney, but there's another target that is just as big that for most of us doesn't matter. Hasbro, they're in some deep doo-doo right now as well.
Very deep issues.
Magic the Gathering and
Wizards of
Dungeons
the Coast
and Dragons have lost Hasbro so much money in the last year that it's amazing that there hasn't been a shareholder revolt on those two companies.
Yep.
You're giving me an idea now to go after BlackRock for fiduciary negligence because
good luck.
They're pushing. Well, yeah, I know they're owned by pretty much the same. It's like 4 or 5 different companies who own the majority share of everybody else.
I think they essentially are owned by China.
Yeah, I think they are.
A big portion of it is.
Mando, did you ask that question there in the private chat?
I did, because Jackal, there's something I'm currently in the process of re-downloading onto my current computer that I think you and Outlaw might also enjoy. You, because I know you love modding the living daylights out of things, and Outlaw, I know he likes big stompy robots.
Oh yeah,
big stompy,
especially in orange shorts.
But
what?
It's giant women, man.
You like
big
getting
stompy robots. It's all the same.
He just wants to get swallowed up by a hole, probably.
Oh,
he's into the vor porn.
He better tape a 2x4 to your ass, otherwise you're gonna fall in.
You're gonna need more than 2 before.
Well, the one thing that I find absolutely amazing is going back to this, what you guys were talking about before that, with all these, there are major lawsuits against some of these major corporations that aren't even getting the light of day.
Nope.
I have a friend of mine that's very heavily involved and closely involved with a hiring practice lawsuit against a big financial institution, and you can't find any news articles about it anywhere. A former employee liberated a HR document telling their HR staff to do the DEI thing, so to speak. Anyone with an XY chromosome that was melaninely challenged, automatically removed.
By let me guess,
not to be considered.
if they didn't identify as something else, or
No.
we're not a switch hitter.
No. You're going deeper than what they. If you were melanally challenged with an XY chromosome, you do not pass round 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's even worse than I was giving it credit for.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter how you identify or what community you espouse to be a part of. If you did not have, an excess amount of melanin in your skin and had an XY chromosome, you could put your resume in. You could have graduated from some of the greatest universities at the top of your class, but when you filled out your EEOC paperwork, if you put you were had an XY chromosome and you were part of the demonized community, so to speak, now, you were basically kicked out immediately. Yep. And they had multiple levels of people that were editing and reviewing what was getting kicked. So not only did it go through one round of people, HR people, but I went through, I think, 3 or 4 different people, and sometimes they would call and check and verify, EEOC documentation on individuals, and then they were basically discriminated against in hiring, and it's a multi-billion-dollar lawsuit.
And this is against everything of the Equal Employment Act.
It's yeah, go ahead, Sean.
No, it's when you hit a certain amount of employees, you are applicable to federal law on equal opportunity. I think the last I heard, this is like over 10 years ago, I think it's 15 employees.
I've heard 15 to 50. 15 to 50, yeah.
15 to 50, depending on what kind of company it is. So if it's like a charity, they get a little more leeway, but you can segregate at that low level employee count. Because like if you're a veteran only company, you could do that up until the point.
Yeah. But they're facing a multi-billion-dollar lawsuit, a federal discrimination lawsuit. And I think they have over 100,000 employees just in the United States.
Yep.
I mean, they actually have copies of the documentation. Somebody took out HR documents that had this. And it's spelled out. If person meeting XY, XYZ demographic information and the criteria for this, and this, remove, mothball. They do not pass your level in HR. We refuse to hire people that meet this demographic standard.
That's a
shocker. Want to smell it?
That's a large class action lawsuit with a lot of people who are going to get paid out.
This is the thing, guys. This is what this is all about.
Hang on. Can I point something out real quick that I just noticed on that video?
Sure.
Next time you play it, look at Blake's shirt. Is that a sweat stain or was that some kind of pattern on the shirt?
Do you want me to play it again? Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Like I said, take a look at Blake's shirt when you do it this time.
Okay, here it comes.
That's a pattern.
I think that's an image. It's an image that Gande actually blurred out.
because you got to admit the way that that's positioned and colored, that's very suspicious as to what's going on over there.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
Not
you already
that
have.
I'm accusing them of anything.
Right. But yeah, I mean, you already have major lawsuits like that one occurring. You have major lawsuits of other businesses for discriminating, and they're now becoming class action lawsuits. They're becoming massive.
Yep.
There's one that I'm aware of, I was made aware of a little over maybe a week ago now, where they're going after a company for almost 3 times the net worth of the business.
You know what this is going to end up leading to?
So,
The collapse.
what's that?
What's that, Mando?
Long term, this is going to end up destroying the entire economy of this country and taking down a good chunk of Europe as well.
Yep.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I said, the collapse.
Yep.
But I mean, the one I'm referring to, the company has attempted to have indemnification insurance to indemnify members of the board so they cannot be sued individually. But the federal
That
judge
needs to be
looking
illegal.
at what, indemnification insurance?
Yes,
No.
that needs to be straight up illegal. Just like qualified immunity needs to be illegal.
No, dude, I've been on boards. Indemnification insurance can be a very valuable thing for people on the board of directors for organizations. Case in point, if you have an individual, let's say you're on the board of directors for a food pantry or an entity that provides low income services, and you have somebody who does something stupid on their own volition on that nonprofit's property. Let's say,
Or as an agent of the nonprofit.
well, no. I'm saying, let's say, hypothetically speaking, let's say you are on the board of directors of a food pantry or a veteran assistance center providing household items and, things free of charge to veterans or citizens. Now, if somebody walks in that building, the ground is wet, the floor is wet, they slip, they fall, they break their leg. They can go after and sue the nonprofit for damages, hospital bills, and expenses. Additionally, they can go after and sue each individual member of the board of directors of that nonprofit and go after them for as much money as the ambulance chasing attorney wants to go after each said board member. That should be if you're going to go ahead and nullify board indemnification insurance, then you need to outlaw ambulance chasing attorneys that are doing nothing more than bleeding a system of individuals.
It used to be illegal.
It used to be. I was on a board and they didn't have indemnification insurance, and I was the one that went out and got it. And just after I did that, there was a slip and fall on the property of a nonprofit I was a part of. And the indemnification insurance kicked in because they had an ambulance chaser that was trying to come after the board and trying to go after the value of the nonprofit, and wanted to come after each and every single member of the board and wanted to publicly release each individual board member's net worth and go after every board member for their said net worth.
So trying to influence the jury pool? Or
No,
influence
they were trying to destroy the charity from the inside, pretty much.
Right.
At that point, you take out all of the board members, you bankrupt them. It's done.
If let's say, we have 7 people here. If all 7 of us are on the board of a nonprofit helping veterans or whatever, like what Pop does, and somebody misconstrues or takes something we say out of context, decides to come after the 7 of us here for a comment one person made, wants to publicly disclose all of our personal assets, and wants to go after each and every individual one of us for our total net worth because of somebody misconstruing a statement made by somebody else within the nonprofit. That is why indemnification insurance is very valuable.
Okay, and let me just point one thing out. All of these current boards that are running their companies into the ground, that are putting people out of business, the individuals making those decisions have no repercussions for them.
Actually, yes, they do. I know people on boards of directors of major companies, and unfortunately, there's a lot of misinformation put out there. If you have board members of, let's say, Ford Motor Company or General Motors or Stellantis, if, let's say, they do something that breaches fiduciary responsibility of the company to the shareholders, then they can be sued individually.
Mm-hmm.
There is no way for them to avoid that.
Right.
They can be gone after individually.
But who's got deep enough pockets to do it?
Exactly.
And see, don't get me wrong. I do agree that the ambulance chasers, they need to be made illegal, or they need to be regulated a lot more tightly.
Right.
Right.
Well, quit allowing lawyers to advertise. Quit allowing Pfizer and all pharmaceutical companies to directly advertise the consumer. These things used to be verboten.
They used to be, yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember the days when you didn't see, prescription pharmaceuticals being advertised on TV or on the radio. But now
Or
it's
in
literally every
magazines even.
Fondly.
Yeah.
Oh, and now it's every 2 to 3 minutes.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Unless of course
And-
you're watching a mainstream media news article, in which case it's every time they do a commercial break.
Yes. There's at
Yeah.
least one or two.
Right, and that's every 2. It's usually every 2 to 3 minutes that they do a commercial break. Now,
is it that frequently now? Because I'll be
Yes.
honest, the last time I watched broadcast TV was probably 6 years ago.
Oh, dude, it's horrible.
You're not missing
What did they-
anything.
Yeah,
Been 10 years
I was
now.
reading an article. I think it was back from 2018. They said in 1985, your average primetime sitcom that was a 1-hour show consisted of 32 minutes of the actual episode. By 1990, it went from 32 minutes to 28 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
In the early 2000s, it went to 23 minutes. 2010s, it dropped down to, I think, 21 minutes.
Yeah, you're
And
thinking
now-
the half-hour shows, actually.
Well, if it was a 1-hour show, they've actually cut it down so much of what they actually air and what they actually film that what used to be a half-hour show in the 80s is now a 1-hour show in today's time because it's plugged with so many commercials and advertisements.
Yeah, because I remember in the 90s growing up when I can have a memory about this, it was like the average break was at least 15 minutes. Because they would break it up a couple. No, 5 to 10 minutes. Or 5 to 7 minutes, sorry. Why am I thinking 15? I got like 2 hours of sleep last night. I'm scared.
That's okay. Yeah, we all have days like that. But yeah, I mean, if you look at it, these media networks are making just stupid amounts of money off of advertisers because they can hold people's attention. And that's what they're doing. They're commodifying your attention.
I think that's starting to
Yeah.
come. I think that's partially starting to come back and bite them in the tailpipe because so many of them are losing so much of their viewership and market share in recent years.
Well, yeah. This is why newspapers have died.
Right.
Well,
Not
only.
I was saying, just go pick up a local newspaper.
Good luck on that where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
Because
that's a valid point too. Good luck finding one.
Right. Go if you can find one. Probably 70% of that 60 to 70% of that newspaper is advertisements.
Mm-hmm. And
people who buy a newspaper are paying to be advertised to.
And I quit buying newspapers a long time ago.
Yeah.
Sad thing is that's true for most non-specialty magazines too anymore.
Mm-hmm. Well, even the specialty magazines are victim to this.
Well, okay, I'm going to be honest. The only magazine I buy on even a semi-regular basis is the White Dwarf magazine that Citadel Miniatures comes out with.
Yeah, the White Dwarf magazine.
For their Warhammer stuff.
Yep.
Because occasionally they have not articles, but scenario packs and rules updates for some of the armies I run.
Mm-hmm. Dragon used to do that for Wizards of the Coast, yeah.
But that particular magazine, the only adverts I've seen in that one are for upcoming product from Games Workshop.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think it was maybe. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
But that's what I'm talking about when I say a specialty magazine, something that isn't published by the actual producer of the product.
Right.
I can't remember how many years ago it was because they're bleeding together for me, unfortunately. Pop did an episode many years back where he looked at a men's magazine and a women's magazine.
I remember that one.
And broke down what percent, how many ads per page, and the percentages of how many ads are there. And I would love to see that. Maybe I'll send him an email. I'll send Pop an email. Be like, hey, dude, you did this episode. Compare how did that episode age from when you did that to where we are today. And I guarantee you there are far more ads today than there was 4, 5, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't think Pop or Blake would have the mental acuity to tolerate that.
Pop is kind of special. He in more ways than one.
Well, my concern is it would actually cause Pop to lose a couple of. He would have an aneurysm, is what I'm trying to say.
No. He would. I think he would actually enjoy that.
Maybe he does seem to be somewhat masochistic.
Yeah, which is why we need Billy. We need Billy to do like a Maxine Waters deep fake just for Pop.
God, no.
You keep asking for that. He keeps saying no.
I know. Just because I like to torture Pop.
Oh, you like to torture Billy to ask him that.
Well, he refused the Dianne Feinstein, so.
Oh, God.
Which would have been absolutely hilarious.
Okay, you know what would actually be absolutely hilarious to do to Pop?
What's that?
And this is, I admit, this is a cruel one.
I like it already.
Pop is Al Bundy in the shoe store, in that one episode where he was locked in with all the fatties who wanted to bring the jiggly room to him where all the wrong things were jiggling.
Oh, Jimmy's got a clip of that.
But put each of those individuals' faces onto one of the land whales.
Oh, so Amy Horton, Lizzo,
Janelle Testa.
No. What I'm talking about is in the scene from Married with Children, put Dianne Feinstein, Nancy Pelosi, Hillary. Even go with ones who have already technically passed on. Sotomayor, or not Sotomayor, but Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Actually, somebody, I can't remember who it was in Pop's community, said, I think it was on Rumble, they said to have Billy do the Ruth Bader Ginsburg one instead of Hillary for Pop.
Oh God,
Because
that would twist with his brain pan right there. that would
just
twist.
Pop. Take any clip from the movie Norbit and just use that.
Well,
but
I had the idea the other day.
That would break Pop's brain right there.
Yeah, fat.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can try.
Just fatness.
Just fatness.
The one that I thought of that would be just kind of twisted, but there's a scene from the movie Wedding Crashers where Vince Vaughn's sitting on the throne when was it Isla Fisher, she's the redhead, she's like, there you are, she's like, I'd find you, like that one where he's like the stage 5 clinger, like put Hillary's face on that and Pop's face with him sitting on the throne.
You know, it would actually be kind of hilarious and a really messed up play on words.
What's that?
You remember MASH?
Vaguely.
There was a character named Corporal Klinger.
Yes.
Yeah.
You put Pop's face on one of the main doctors on that show, and one of these individuals that drives Pop nuts on the Klinger's face when he's running around in a dress.
Yeah, the ISIS dress, the one where he was the Egyptian princess.
Yeah, the whole idea is turning Klinger into a Klinger.
Oh God.
Yeah.
The evil that comes through your mind, Mando.
The evil.
Just be glad that gentlemen, that I don't have the skill with deep fakes.
Well,
because I've got ideas.
I got ideas too, and most of my ideas of deep fakes, even Billy has told me that's too twisted, dude.
Yeah,
because I still think Jimmy would work perfectly on Dr. Jackson from Stargate, especially when he's getting drugged by the alien camel.
Oh
thing.
yeah.
Oh God.
But yeah, I mean, there's
and to really, who's a female that Jimmy cannot stand?
Well, that's a pretty big list. I mean,
that's a long list right there.
Where do we start?
Who's the top female that when we mention her, Jimmy just goes into convulsions?
Sunflowers?
No. There's Amy Horton is one. Janelle Tusta is another one. If you guys have been around a while, you know who they are.
Who's that one reporter chick or whoever, that spoiled brat that Jeremy
Taylor
from
Lorenz.
Taylor Lorenz.
Oh God.
Okay, because
Mm-hmm.
here's one of the other things I would do if I had the skill for it. Again, using Stargate. You remember Daniel Jackson's quote unquote girlfriend from that movie?
Nope. But that's no surprise.
Yeah, it's an old sci-fi film. But basically put that chick's face onto the quote-unquote love interest from that movie and have Jimmy's face on it on the scene when they hook up.
Mm.
They don't actually show anything in the movie. It's literally them just closing a screen and then cutting to a montage that makes it obvious just what was happening.
Oh, they did.
Wow.
Well, one of the ideas that I had that I mentioned to Billy a while ago is there's that scene with Meg Ryan and
Billy
St. Louis
Arch has a good idea there.
Yeah.
AOC.
Well,
Oh,
Jimmy would
shit.
kill me if we did that. If I did that.
Well, what I was thinking was when Harry Met Sally, there's that scene when Meg Ryan fakes the
orgasm. Yeah.
I didn't want to openly say that, but
I'll say it. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm trying to protect your channel, man. But when she does that, put AOC's face on her and put Pop's face on Billy Crystal.
Oh,
God.
Yeah, that's just mean.
That's the point.
approve.
I can make that even meaner. Just make it the fake crying from the Cages episode.
Ooh.
Put her face on that while she's doing that bullshit during that scene, and Pop looking at her like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
But I mean,
What isn't wrong with us?
right. Well, Mando, you know my idea that I've approached Billy about doing maybe a year ago. He's working on it.
Oh God!
But yeah.
Warn me before that goes live. I want to have popcorn on hand.
Pop's probably gonna hate me for that one. So is Jimmy. So is Rhino. So is Blake. Battle Dwarf I'll probably be blacklisted from ever being on one of their live streams for that.
If it does any worse than that weird picture that I snuck into a bullshit report that I don't know how Blake did it, but he zoomed in on it.
Let's not go there. Let's not go there any further. That was disturbing. And if I'm not mistaken, that was from the movie The Shining, wasn't it?
No. That's just a random ass picture I found.
Okay. Have you
Mando knows
actually
my
watched
idea.
the original Shining?
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
Yeah, I
there
think
was
most of us
another
have.
Shining?
There's a couple of really disturbing scenes in that freaking movie.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
there were a couple of B movie spin-offs where they tried to kind of resurrect it and kind of spin off it, and they were absolutely
okay.
horrible. Like,
Yeah, the what is it? Dr. Murder?
Sleep.
Redrum? Dr. Sleep. It was all right. But I think it probably didn't get as much butts and seats because The Shining is a very, very old film. By now,
Yeah.
anyways.
Oh, you calling
Anybody
me
who
old,
doesn't
you
know
son
the
of a bitch?
context,
You are old.
Tommy, I think you were around. I think some of you guys were around when, and it's one of my greatest moments on Pop's live streams. Like I already know that I've been warned that anything I send in before, I have to send my emails in before the show because of this.
Well, you did fool them once.
We're really good, and there's some people who, like Calliope and a couple other people, know that I slipped in a I know I even made Jimmy lose it. I slipped in a nude picture of Tess Holiday in a butt shipment to Pop.
You were that
Yeah, that
dude
was
that
you?
did that.
Yeah, it was me.
Oh, man.
See, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I always thought that was Jackal who did that.
No, that was
No.
me.
Back then, what was this? How many years ago?
Probably 5 years ago.
Back then, I was not engaging enough with that. Back then, I was still the kind of like the ghost kid watcher. I didn't interact much. I would occasionally chat, but I wasn't interacting as much. I was more just observe and learn and just keep my mouth shut. But I was there. I remember that.
Pop
I
goes,
remember
"Oh
Pop
my
just going,
God!
"Oh my God!"
Take it off! Take it off!
See, I enjoy watching Pop most of the time, but he does overact almost Shatner levels.
Oh yeah.
I was watching that on my mom's iPad when that happened.
Yeah. I still have the picture. I can send it to you if you'd like.
Please do.
No,
I will
thank
bring
you.
it back, dang it.
Jackal, I think I gave it to you already, but I can give it
No,
to you
you
again.
didn't. Oh, wait a minute. Was it? It's from behind, like she's sitting on the floor.
Yeah.
Behind.
No,
I think I
she's
do
standing.
have that.
She's standing.
Oh, I don't have that one. I have the one where she's sitting down, but I do not have the one where she's standing up.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. It's not a problem.
Well, hang on. It's
Do with it
Tess
what you will.
Holiday. How can you tell the difference?
Yeah, no
Yeah,
doubt.
that's what
You
I was
can-
about to say. You can't. There are too many rolls.
Well,
Well,
you
there's a-
can. You-
There's a gutted salmon on one side of it. I knew that would get somebody.
You know what the sad thing is? You try to make me puke, and most of the time, all you do is make me go, "Yeah, I've seen that."
Uh huh. Yeah. Well, that's all there is to it.
Have you seen a gangrenous gash?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. No.
Not really.
No,
I
I'm
still
so-
had a sense of smell back then.
Oh, God.
Well, say goodbye to it.
No,
Oh,
that
you
came
would-
many,
Oh,
many
yeah.
years later.
Many.
Ugh. Gangrene, man. Jesus.
Well,
Well, there's a
we were
reason
talking
that it has
cla-
that particular.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's a reason the word green is in the name of that particular
Mhm.
affliction.
Because it
Yep.
turns everything green like a zombie skin.
Well, and when you smell it, it's rotten.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, it's rotten.
the other thing is, once it gets to a certain point, things can start growing in it.
Uh huh.
Yeah, like mold and fungus.
No. I'm talking about things like certain kinds of plant.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I'm sure Crusader and I could probably get this channel nuked by explaining a few of those incidents.
Let's not. Let's not.
Well, yeah. Let's not go that route.
Yeah.
Can we pull a Houdini and disappear?
There you go, Jackal.
Okay.
Sent you a private message.
Hold on. Let me verify to see if this is the one I actually have or not. I bet I do. Yeah, I already have that one. Yeah, I already do.
Yeah. That's the one that popped like literally freaked
Now,
out midstream.
What you
That's the
need is to get one that doesn't have a certain something censored.
They're all. I found the photographer that did the shoot. All of his work from that shoot, they're all edited and blurred out.
Ah,
They're probably legally required to be.
Yes.
Probably during the contract. Yeah.
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Otherwise, somebody's gonna be making fun of her for being such a land whale.
Well,
Right.
they already do, but yeah, even
Yeah.
worse.
But
Yeah.
that's the one that made, because I had, you guys see the butts and stuff I put in Gilded. I mean, it was like, I don't know, like 7 or 8 pictures, and Pop's like, oh yeah, oh she's expensive, oh yeah, I love that, oh yeah, that's gorgeous.
Scrolls
oh,
down to the last one. Oh my god! Oh!
Well, no, it wasn't the last one. Like I really
you
buttered
had
them
it
up
in the
'cause-
middle. You had it in the middle,
Yeah.
did you?
Yeah. I sent him like 20 pictures, and I think that was like number 11, like number 9 or
So
number
it's
11.
Smack dab in the middle.
Yeah, and like Blake was like, "Oh my god!" Like, and I remember getting a message from Blake. He's like, "Dude, that's cruel." He goes, "Great work by you, but dude, that's cruel."
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god! Ah!
There's a photograph. I want to see if I can find it again, where from that photo shoot, where she's got a guy that's wearing leather pants, a black leather shirt, and wearing like a spiked dog collar on his hand, on all fours. And I saw it once. I want to get the picture and see if Billy can put Pop's face on the guy.
Oh God.
Oh no!
We're just speedrunning a nuke, aren't we?
This is
We're working on it.
This
Yeah.
is ridiculous. Oh,
Yeah, that's
We probably
That's
need
kind
to
of the fun-
redirect.
yeah.
yeah.
And
Let's deflect.
and in other news, yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
You
I'm
guys
gonna
are
open up a
distracted.
video game and start shooting people here.
Mm.
Well, hey,
Well-
Jackal, On that topic, if I could, once I make sure that this app still works, I'm going to be sending you and Outlaw both a link to something that you guys will probably enjoy.
We'll have to see, because I sometimes am picky.
The thing is, it's an older game, but I'm pretty sure you'll get some enjoyment out of it, even with as simplistic as it is, especially if we decide to use this as something to do on stream when Crusader doesn't decide to join in.
Well, I'll gladly leave anytime you guys want to do something like that. Just let me know. I'll go find other stuff to do.
I'm not going to make
like
that
brew beer.
Well, yeah, like brew beer, or I'm actually working on creating my own portable repeater for ham radio.
Mm-hmm.
What about a shoulder-mounted missile launcher?
No, we don't do that here.
No, we don't do that here.
No. What about a potato gun?
No, we don't do that here.
No, we don't do that here.
Oh,
I've never allegedly done that.
No.
I'm sure you have.
Those things do not exist in the real world. They're all props.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
All right.
Correct. I do not have the plans to make those, and I do not know how all of that works. That's all foreign to me.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm looking at learning CW, aka Morse code. Looking at building a 2 meter and 70 centimeter repeater, a 200 megahertz repeater. I'm looking at doing a lot of different crazy stuff, just to learn and to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, those repeaters aren't too hard to build, but to get them certified, and that's the hard part.
Well, no, I'm actually looking at doing small man portable packable, self-powering off of a solar panel with a lithium iron phosphate battery, weatherproof, that you could literally put up in a tree, put up on a rooftop, put up anywhere, and have it man packable, portable, and operable anywhere.
Mm-hmm. No, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I got the blueprint.
If you want to make it legal,
I can legally do that.
Sure.
Licensed radio operator.
A licensed operator. But can you? I guess my question is, can it be certified, or can it be published as available?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just put my call sign on it.
Oh, okay. That's the trick. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's why I was trying to figure out the legalese on that one.
Yeah, you have to be a licensed operator. You put your call sign on the repeater, and then you can publish it and allow other licensed radio operators to use your repeater.
Okay.
I looked into all the legal stuff. I looked into everything. I've spoken to guys that have built them.
Yeah. I know you would. I was curious because I didn't know what the situation to make it legal was. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I've already looked into it.
That's easy.
Yeah. And it's not that expensive to do. And with the way things are going, weather and everything else and natural disasters and things happening, the availability to do a repeater that can do 3 to 5 mile radius that I own and I operate,
it can be invaluable, actually.
Exactly. I mean, how valuable would that be in an emergency situation with bad weather?
You'd be that guy.
Right.
And those are the conversations and those are the topics that greatly interest me, that I would be more inclined to look at stuff like that. More inclined to, like we talked about before, teaching people how to brew beer, how to not only get their radio license, but to be able to build their own repeaters, how to set up and create your own emergency communications network off of things like that. How to preserve food, how to preserve meats, how to do, how to can and preserve fruits and vegetables and things like that, because that was done 100 years ago. People survived and thrived. They didn't have grocery stores to go to 2 miles away from their homes.
No, they grew what they needed and they had to preserve it to make sure they lasted through the winter.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with learning to do that.
Mm-hmm.
That reminds me, that book, The Old Ways, it finally came in.
Nice.
Did it?
Yep. So I'll have to start looking through it for some interesting ideas that we can do some shows on.
Well, and you guys have
Or make
copies
small
of the
topics.
Ball. You guys have copies of the Ball Blue Book, right?
Yep.
I don't.
I
But
don't.
I have.
can lead me to it.
That's
Yeah.
another one to get, because that's all the most up to date. What is it? USDA approved methods for.
I have my grandmother's old copy from, I think it's 1946 or 1947.
It really hasn't changed much, has it?
No, not really.
Mm-mm.
Is
But
that
the one
their
she had-
guide on natural preservation of foods, or
Well,
it goes into pressure canning, natural
Right.
preservation. It goes over all of it.
Mm-hmm. And how
Okay.
to safely do it.
Mm-hmm. It gives you the temperature, the time based on the food. It gives you everything step by step. And instead of it being a bound book like what you can buy today, it was actually done in like a spiral notebook style of book.
Yep.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those you could fold out on the counter while you were using it. They were actually
Yep.
really nice. In fact, here
Yeah.
I've got 2 copies of it.
Yeah, I have
Well, you got that going up. I know we talked about this last week as a sidebar, but you know that beef bolognese.
yeah.
with, short rib. So I got it shared up here now. It's like what, about 45-second clip with a nice story about getting drunk in Italy. But
Is there
this
anything that get us?
really? No, I don't think so.
Okay.
There's some background music, but I don't think it's copyright.
I don't know.
We'll give
I
it a
wouldn't
couple
risk it.
seconds.
Yeah, I don't think we should risk it.
Okay.
Wow.
There we
Because
go.
remember, I had those little countdown things on my stream for a while that somehow, even though they were supposed to be copyright free, were getting me dinged.
Yeah.
Oh
They
no, I
wanted to-
had a on my original, or not my original, but on my channel, I actually recorded like Madden games, and I had at the time royalty free music, but that status changed.
Mm.
Yeah.
So they were on YouTube for a while, and then all of a sudden you've been hit with copyright claims. I'm like, fuck. Because I was assured through the licensor that it was in Creative Commons. It's supposed to be royalty free. But yeah, I'll throw the link, or when we go backstage, I'll show you guys.
Well, we're hitting the 2-hour mark, so why don't you just hang on to it right now? Because I'm thinking
Yeah.
we need to wrap it up.
Alrighty.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
Leave the backstage open, and we can have some fun there.
Yeah. If anyone wants to hop in, if you want to throw the link up.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Broken Pine can join us if he would like to at the backstage, because
Here,
in
I'll
St.
throw it
Louis
up.
Arch. You got it? All right, cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully it shows up.
Oh shit! Forgot.
Comments. It is not showing up for me. Probably because I'm not a mod on your channel.
Oh, in the YouTube. Yeah, okay. All right, give me a second here.
There,
Nope,
it's
there
up.
it is.
I put it up. If the way you do that
Yeah, but
is
anything that we say as admins on your StreamYards
comes up as him.
You.
Right,
Yeah.
right, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Right.
If you're sharing the link like that, no one's really gonna care
No,
or know.
no.
Yep.
Now, if it was, some sort of butt sex shit, then yeah, I'd have a problem with it. But...
Yeah, we saved that for Rhino Stream.
Okay, good.
Well, it depends. They've got to be a certain age demographic.
Yeah. Yeah, we should probably lay off the guy about that for a while. Give him a good 6 months to a year. Like
I'm gonna.
You're gonna give him that much of a break?
Yeah.
Well, it'll take that long for him to recover.
Yeah, I mean we've pretty much hounded him pretty bad, so we're gonna lay off him for a while, because that's pretty much gotten a life of its own, especially within Pop's community. Like everybody, they see him in a chat and they just roast him over it.
Yeah.
Roast his ass. Roast his ass.
I mean, it started as kind of like a kind of a little funny joke, kind of like poke a little fun at him, and it became viral,
and
it just went way out of control.
If he brings up Cougar Academy as a break again, all bets are off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's inviting it.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, although I will say I was the one that got the blame for signing him up for silver singles, it wasn't me. Whoever did that, that was
me.
priceless. It was somebody in Pop's chat.
It was you?
He blamed me for it. He's like, you're the only fucker.
I heard Jackal just say it was him.
No, it wasn't me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, it was one of.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it was one of. It was somebody, a regular in Pop's YouTube. Like, holy fuck! I didn't think that would actually go through. I'm like, yeah, I got the blame for it, man. I know Jimmy was laughing his ass off about it.
Oh God! All right, gentlemen. I'm thinking let's go ahead and end the live stream. Anybody that wants to join us, you've seen the link. Please feel free. We have open slots, and the debauchery will continue.
Like Pop's ex, allegedly.
Allegedly, of course.
Everything here is allegedly.
Allegedly.
Everyone else, take care, and we'll see you on the dark side.